Man, I've been trying to get on different podcasts and stuff like that to tell, my story. Um, I got my testimony, my story, and some videos if y'all want to go back and check them out. But right now, I'm just going, because God got a lot in me to tell people, and it's all about, this epidemic, this drug epidemic. Man, it's crazy, yo. Um, I could tell y'all in this video my story, but I could tell you one thing. Back when I was in rehab, we had people that came talk to us about what they've been through in life. When it come to being on drugs, all the things they happen, all the things they lost and stuff like that. But it really didn't make me want to stop doing drugs. Just because you tell me your horrible story, it didn't make me want to stop doing drugs. Um, we sit there and we listen, but it didn't touch a nerve. So I don't want to basically go back and tell you, my story to try to get you off the drugs. That's something that you're going to have to do. But instead of telling you about my story, like I say, I got videos out about my story. I think I got like a four part video about my story when it came to drugs and stuff. Me being on drugs. I was a 13-year heroin addict, and I had the normal story. I lost things. I went through things. I got that normal story. You can go back and listen to my testimony. For what God done for me. It's called If It Wasn't for Drugs. But I want to tell you guys a story about someone that might, touch a nerve for you. I'll tell you a story about a guy well known. If you in the Bible, read the Bible, you believe in God. It's a well known guy by the name of David. And first, I want to before I talk about David, I want to say something to people who believe in God. And then believing in God, you might have a question to and say, basically, man, I've done so much. I don't think I'm worthy of God blessing. I'm worthy of what God has for me because of everything that I've done. But I can tell you this: as long as God still got His hands on you, it's no matter what you done. When the lying, the cheating, the stealing, and things like that, uh, there's nothing you have done that could have God to take His hands off of you when it come to that. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna tell you about a guy that would make you feel like you're well qualified for what God has for you, and that's about David. Let me tell you, David was so bad, man. David was so bad. Um, he fell for this woman. Her name is Bathsheba, and he wanted Bathsheba so bad. What he did, because Bathsheba was a married woman. So what he did was he took her husband, put him on the first line of war so he can get killed just to get his wife. So just that right there lets you know whatever you've done, it don't matter. David became one of God's favorite. And you sit back and say, how can someone be his favorite that did just that part? David did a lot. David was a beast. So whatever you've done, God will forgive you for it. Um, um, I always So David, one time David, he was out at war with his people, with his guys, and they was out at war. And when they got done fighting, they came home. Everyone was gone. The women and the children was kidnapped. The villages was burnt down. Uh, so just imagine being a father, a husband, and you get home and everything you own is burnt down. Your wife and kids are taken. Just imagine that feeling, you know. Even just the thought of that feeling hurts bad. Just like like any man, any husband, any father, you go to you'll probably go to a deep place. You done lost your family, and at this time, David people, his warriors, they blamed him for it. Basically, they blamed him for it. What kind of man are you? You know, that type of blame. And like I say, a husband and a husband and a father, when someone blame you for something, it even digs you deeper. It digs you deeper down in that hole, that darkness. Um, so no, whatever you lost, because I'm sure you lost a lot. I was on heroin for 13 years, so I can only imagine everything you lost because I lost a lot. But I can't say that I've received everything I've lost time to because of what I'm fit to tell you. You know, I say this statement: God don't flex. You know, God don't stunt. That's how we say it here on the street. God don't flex. He don't stunt. If you going through something, and it don't even have to be drugs, but if you're going through something, it's not God flexing. You know, the world is not God flexing to, show his people like, man, I got this much power, so I'm finna put this person through this to show you how much power I have. No, that's not God. God don't flex. If God put you through something, he putting you through something for a reason. You know, so like when I see a drug addict, when I went to rehab, and I asked, were you on drugs 10 years before me? Were you on drugs 5 years before me? Were you on drugs 20 years before me? And for those people, I always shake their hand because I always say they was my sacrifice. They went through what they were going through for a person like me coming in. People, counselors and stuff like that. They was my sacrifice, so they could help me through what I was going through. They can say something to me, to the other person, that's beside me, to help us out of what we were going through. So yes, I always say they was my sacrifice, because without them, something that could have been told to me that helped me through what I was going through, without them going through it before me, I wouldn't heard that. Something that I needed. So I always shake drug addicts' hands, because they was a sacrifice for me to tell me, even if maybe they was quiet people and they didn't talk a lot, and stuff like that. It might been a moment, because if God put them through it, whatever he put them through, it was for someone else to get out of what they are going through. So eventually they would say whatever God put on their heart to say to help out the next man. So, but anyway, David, like I say, David was out there in a low place, and I'm sure he wept, he cried, and he wanted to go and fight. However they do it, the warriors, for downing him and calling him weak, not a leader. But that was just his people were just like, they was hurt just like him. They came home to no one. They came home to their village burned down. They came home to their kids gone. All because of David. All because David wanted to fight. David was a warrior. David wanted to go out and fight a war. And he took these warriors away from their family, and they wasn't home to take care of their family when someone came in to take them. So they felt some type of way. Um, Another thing about what you're going through in the Bible, and God, He said it. He said, "I will not put you through anything that you cannot bear." So anybody out there, whatever you're going through right now, you can bear it. Because if you couldn't, He wouldn't put you through it. So you can bear it. That's like, let's take Job. I'm gonna take Job for example. Everything what happened with Job, told the devil, try my servant Job. He'd say, try Job. I know Job is loyal. I know Job will not turn his back on me. I know Job, whatever you do to him, it's gonna always be me first. It's gonna always be about me. So, and what he put Job through, a lot of people couldn't go through it. Why he didn't do that with some like Moses? Why he didn't do that to one of his disciples? Because only Job could handle that. Moses couldn't handle that. One of the disciples couldn't handle that. In today's world, they got a children's hospital that's out there, man, that take care of none but cancer kids that got cancer that's dying. And mothers and fathers are sitting bedside with their kids and worried if my kid gonna live, my kid gonna die, my kid is in pain. I'm here to tell you, everyone couldn't go through that. He wouldn't put everyone through that. So the parents that's going through that right now, that's because you can bear it. That's because you can bear it. And please believe, like I said, God don't flex. God do not flex. I promise you that. So if you're going through something, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. It's not just to happen. If your kid is dying with cancer, it's for a reason. If you're getting evicted because you can't pay your bills, it's for a reason. No one could take something from you that God gave you. So if you're losing something right now in life, it's for a reason. You had, let's see, like I say, everyone can't handle their kid dying of cancer. They can't. That's just the bottom line of it. Everyone can't be a drug addict. They can't. Because they can't handle it. They'll kill themselves because they can't handle it. And God know this. God know what you can't handle. So He not going to put it on you. God know what I can't handle. So He not going to put it on me. He put it on the person that can handle it. I went through a whole lot that I could say, man, you can't handle what I went through. You cannot. And that's true. You can't handle what I went through. I can't handle what you went through. Because if I could, I would have went through that. So like I said, I was a 13-year heroin addict. A lot of people can't go through that. God even told me that. God said, I asked God about, why this, why I didn't get put through this. He told me, he said, I didn't want you to become it. I only wanted you to live it. Because if I would have let you become it, I would have lost you because you wasn't strong enough to handle it, and the devil would have took you away. Yeah, He told me that. So I started thanking Him right then and there because He knew if I would have became it, He knew I couldn't handle it. He knew that I would have got lost. He knew that the devil would have had me, and that wasn't a mission. Being a drug addict, that's a mission. Because like I said, people before me was a sacrifice for me. That was their mission. That was my mission for me to come in to get someone out. I remember when I was in rehab in California, I got up before you leave rehab, you get up in front of the people, the class, and talk about your experiences and stuff like that. And I got up there and I talked about God. I talked about I believe in God and how good God was. And I remember when we took our break to go out and smoke, one of the females came up to me and said, "Was the thing you asked for was talking about when it came to God, forgiving me for what I've done? Is it true?" I said, "Man, it's 100% true." And she just basically said, "I don't really believe in God like that, but from what you saying, and if that's real and that's true, when I get home, I'm gonna go to church and give my life to God, because I want to believe in God, and I know who He is. I just don't believe in it. But from what you're saying, I'm gonna give my life to God. So even if it was just for that one person, for what I went through, my mission was complete for just one person. Maybe if it was just one person, my mission would have been complete just for one person, because that's all what matters. It could just be one person who God had you to go and help get out of. Another thing, man, I'm so blessed now that I'm so glad I got off drugs. I got off drugs 2017. I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. If I was still on drugs, I know without a doubt I'd be dead right now. I will be dead right now because of the stuff that's inside of these drugs, man. They putting this fentanyl inside, and man, I tell you something. You'll sit back and be like, man, why these drug addicts? They know this pill fake. They know this heroin fake. They know all this fake. We know. We don't care. We gonna still do it. We can know it's fake, but we still do it. Kodak said in the song, "I know that pill was fake, but I still ate it." Because that's all we want. We want the drug. We don't care about it being fake. Man, I overdosed 3 times in my life. 3 times I overdosed. But I'm still here though. But I know if I would have been still on drugs, I'm 100% positive that I'd be dead right now, because even if I knew the heroin was fake, I still would have put that heroin in my vein. That's how bad that's how bad it is. I would have did it. But get back to David. So when David was in, like I say, that low place, he went to God. And when he went to God, he asked, prayed to God, and he asked God, he said, "Shall I basically go after my family?" And you know what God told him? God said, "You ready for this? Are you ready for what I'm about to tell you?" You ready for what I'm about to tell you? This is the good part about God. Because when you think you lost it all, when you think you have nothing, God's still in your corner. God told him basically to, go. You shall recover all. Go. You shall recover all. So that I can go more deeper into that story, and I will go deeper into that story in another video. I just wanted to just get that little piece, just that little piece, because I want to break down who David was. I want to break down why David was one of God's favorite. I want to break that down. I want to tell you guys so you'll know who David was. But yeah, he told God, pursue. He said, pursue, 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 pursue. Pursue means go and do it. You shall recover all. So, and that's just like I say, when I told God I would trade the life I have for the life you want me to have, he basically was telling me to pursue. You gonna recover all back from what you lost. And hey, when I say I lost a lot, I will take. I got it all back. Every single thing I lost, I got back ×2, because I listened to him and I pursued and I recovered everything from that I lost. And I thank God, man. I didn't you have, you know, AA, you have so many steps you could do to get better. I mean, if that's your cup of tea, you could do the steps. I didn't do the steps. I knew God. So I did the God steps. You know, when I got home, man, I went to the altar. I got on my knees. I prayed to God. And because I knew his power. His power is more powerful than anything out there. If you know God and you give your troubles to God, he'll show you his power. And so I knew it. I didn't do no I think it's 13 steps or however many steps it is for AA. I didn't do it. My steps was step 1, going to the altar. Step 2, praying to God, asking for forgiveness, asking to be let out of the hole that I was in. Step 3, man, I paid my tithes, I paid my offering, and that was showing God that I'm committed to him. That was showing God that I want that life that you want me to have, man. Step 4, I got my Bible. I read my Bible. I learned everything I needed to know. Step 5, I went to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, to Bible class, to just learning the Bible, just learning, studying who God really was. I took different steps. I took the God way out, because I knew if I took the God way out, I would never relapse. I couldn't relapse because God had a hold of me then, because I gave it to him. I gave my life to him. You know, so I knew with his temple, I'm his temple. I am his temple. I knew he wouldn't allow me to go back there, because he don't want me to mess up his temple. So yeah, I took the God way out. I'm not telling you. I am. I'm telling you what God could do, the power he have. And if I'm sitting here and I'm finna tell you this right now, if you watching this video and you are going through something, if you on drugs, God gonna bless you. God is gonna heal you from it. He have to, because I just told you that. I just told you that. God is going to see you through. He going to take you from the addiction, because I just said that he will. And God, if you say, and I done told you he going to do it, so he have to do it. He have to do it. So 100%, if you watching this video and I'm looking at you in your eyes, I'm telling you right now that God is going to take it away from you. God is going to see you through. I 100% guarantee you that God is going to take it away from you. I promise you that. Because he have to do it now, because I told you he was going to do it. That's how God operates. If I tell you he going to do something, he going to do it. God can do anything but fail. So if you're watching this video right now, you looking at me in my eye. Look at me in my eyes. God is going to see you through that addiction. God is going to bring you out of that dark hole. God is going to take care of you and your family. All right? That's just this. I just wanted to give you a little quick talking from the South. I'm going to give you a little quick talking real quick. But as videos come out, I'm going to go more in depth. I'm going to go more in depth into who David was, because I want you to know why I changed my life. I want you to know how I beat addiction. And it was all because of the man David made me, beat addiction. Well, God helped me beat addiction, but it was because of David that made me want to change and beat addiction. All right. I'm Antonio Drake. I see you in the next video. Peace.